Hey, everybody. I want to talk about confidence. Confidence is such an important trait to have in everything that you do in your life. It is an extremely important trait also in trading, and especially if you manage money for somebody or if you advise people. I have subscribers to my MMT Trader Report. They're either professional money managers, maybe they are financial advisors, okay? And projecting confidence is extremely important because your clients, they rely on you, okay? They're giving you their assets, their money to manage or to advise them, and they rely on you. You need to project confidence at all times, and there are going to be situations when you might be uncertain. You might be unsure. You might be outright scared or afraid, but you always have to surmount that and project an aura of confidence. It is so, so important. And if you have trained yourself in the mental game and the things that I talk about, and yes, it is a function of training. That your brain is like a muscle. It has to be exercised. It has to be trained. If you have trained yourself in mental game, then you will have the confidence to project, and you will have the confidence whether you are, advising people or not. Whether it's just maybe it's just for yourself, you will have the confidence to pull yourself through any particular situation. But it is extremely important to project confidence at all times. All right. If you look at if you're a fight fan, and if a lot of people, even if you're not a fight fan, you probably know about the Mayweather-McGregor fight that's coming up on August 26th. The one thing that I have to say about Conor McGregor, and I don't know how good of a fighter he really is, and I'm not even gonna comment on this particular fight, which I just think is a spectacle, and I'm not in favor of it. But anyway, the one thing I have to say about Conor McGregor is that he, at all times, projects ultimate confidence, okay? And by doing that, it reinforces in your brain, this idea that you can do it. You have the wherewithal, you have the toughness, you have the capability to do it. And that's a form of, sort of self-hypnosis. It is like putting yourself in a frame of mind where you already see yourself having succeeded. The amazing thing about McGregor is that in past fights, he has even predicted the exact round when he was going to finish that fight up against some of the greatest MMA champions. You had that Jose Aldo fight, which he finished in 13 seconds. That was a record. And he said he was going to beat him in the first round. So it's really, really, he's a great example of that, whether you like him or not. But this idea of projecting confidence at all times. Now, I had a situation, it's kind of a sad situation, a little bit, which I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to mention any names, but I had a subscriber, longtime subscriber. He came over to me with, he and his wife, okay, he came over, he called me up one day, he said, Mike, I've had nothing but losses and disappointment in my investing career. I've been with various brokers and brokerage firms, and I heard about you. I was reading about you on thestreet.com. I was listening to your videos, and I was impressed by what you're saying, and I really hope that you can help us, he and his wife. And I said, sure, I absolutely can help you out. There's no question about it. He asked me, how is it that you think you can help us? Which I think is a very fair question. You want to know. If you go to a financial advisor, or if you go to a doctor or a lawyer, you want to ask them, what is the treatment going to be? What is my legal representation going to be like? How are you going to help me? That's a fair question. And I don't have any magic formula. What I said was, I can help you in understanding the big picture of what is going on. And by understanding the big picture of what is going on, we can properly position your portfolio. And most importantly, I told him, I could help you in times that are difficult and demanding and challenging. I can be there as somebody you can lean on and somebody you can look to for support to guide you through, to hold your hand, so to speak, to get you through these situations. He said, that's great. That's great. So we got involved in the first, the early, the beginnings of this relationship, very, very profitably. He said, Mike, this is fantastic. I'm making money on these stocks that you gave me. He was a stock investor, right? And then we got involved, I have to say, in this sort of defensive stance. He had other positions on, but he actually went way overboard in his commitment to that defensive position. I always tell people, I use 7.5% maximum exposure on each trade, but he put like 50 or 60% of all his assets into this defensive exposure. And any of you who subscribe to MMT Trader, you know that I have other positions on in stocks and various that are doing very, very well. So it's an offset. But he went, and that's a lack of mental game, but he went out on his own. But I said, it will be okay. He kept coming to me. I kept getting these emails like, my wife is so upset and she's like crying. And I said, it will be okay. It will be okay. I project you. Okay, fine. I trust you, Mike. I believe it. Kept happening. It will be okay. My wife is so distraught. She doesn't know. She sees our saying nothing is going to happen. These are not options. They're not going to expire worthless. All that is being asked of you is patience. I said, do you have any additional available capital to invest so we can, strategize on this position? No, I got everything. Even so, I said, it will be okay. You will be all right. It is just as, he came back to me, my wife is so upset because all of her colleagues at the office, they're all celebrating because the stock market is going up every single day and we're not celebrating. Right there, I knew the guy's got a big problem. First of all, who cares if they're selling? I guarantee you these people we're all short or bailed out at the bottom in 2009 in the financial, and it's even a moot point. But I'm just bringing it up. But the point is, who cares? When you start looking at other people and judge your happiness and your success on other people, you are doomed. That is other people. You see one snippet in their lives. You don't know anything else. And she's going to the office and he said, Mike, my wife's at the office and she's crying and she's seeing everybody all happy with it. So I knew this is going to be a big problem. But I said to him, look, it's going to be okay. You have to project confidence to your wife that if she has given you control over the finances of you and her, your partnership, your marriage, be a man, project confidence. Like, don't, as she's crying, don't cry along with her and say, oh gosh, I don't know what's going on. No. What happened? What happened? What do you think happened? Calls me up one day or sends me an email. Mike, I'm sorry. I am going over to Schwab. It was at the top of the market just recently. I'm going over to Schwab. Now, whatever happens in the market is not even the point here. It's not the point here. The point is you need to project confidence, especially if somebody is depending on you. All right? If somebody is depending on you, if you're in a partnership, a marriage, whatever, a partnership, and somebody says, you are in control of our finances, or you're going to, be the one who is going to be the leader here, then project confidence. The other person gets scared. The other person gets nervous. It is your job. It is your duty to pick them up and support them. They have entrusted you with that. You don't sit there and cry along with them and just project weakness and insecurity and fear. I mean, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? So for those of you who are advisors, for those of you who are managing money, for those of you who are stockbrokers, if they still even exist in today's day and age, I don't know. Project confidence at all times. That's what I do with you people here. Everything I do is going to turn out to be right, and it's going to turn out to be a profit. And if you are with me, and if you have the stick-to-itiveness, if you're going to stick it, if you're going to stick with it, then I'm telling you, Everything is going to work out. There's not a question about that in the world. And if you are in a similar situation where you are with somebody and you're helping somebody out, or you're advising somebody, or somebody has entrusted you with their emotions, it is your duty, it is your responsibility to support that. Not to cave in like a little child and start to, with your tail between your legs and start running away. I mean, come on. I presume that all of you are adults. I have a lot of people here. They come to me like, I don't have $100 a month, But you want to make all this money, right? Confidence. Well, something goes wrong. The first little thing goes wrong. Oh, it didn't work out. I'm going to go somewhere else and find something else. The search for the Holy Grail. Mommy, how long do we have to wait? Daddy, when are we going to get there? This is what you sound like. And in contrast, I have to give a shout out to some of the people on here who are really, really tough, who came over to me. They were losers. I see them. These people are tough, man. They stick it out. They have transformed themselves. They have become successful. You know how many people I have? They have never had losses since they come to me. Never had losses. Maybe some as novices, they took little losses because of mistakes they made, mental game errors. They get right back on track. And again, no losses. Those are people, man. Those are the ones. And I could see it from a mile away. All right. But confidence. You need to have confidence at all times, and especially if somebody entrusts you with their emotions because they are not strong enough and they are dependent on you. And you abrogate that responsibility. You give that up. You abdicate. That is a terrible thing. That is an unconscionable thing. That is an inexcusable thing. Project confidence at all times. Bye.